Currently, we are helping youth and children with disabilities, and many of whom are across so many complications. We talk about tumors, cancers, cleft lips and palates, orthopedic conditions, plastic conditions.
In the outskirts of eastern Uganda lies moving children's tales, many of which go untold. An area common for its scarce population, poor standards of living, poor education and employment, human life survival is tough, especially in the dry season. Six-year-old Alistera's story is no different from the extraordinary many, but the journey to tell it comes in a far-fetched but amazing way, often referred to by many as a miracle.
Go nyatme to shakare go minyo go foti ni to go podi mash to mash wango go matekswa tetero go idwale no bisole to dira Kenya tetero go mbale to dira tadok pesho gigomi nyu arumu gikisigi mora te okitana kisigi mani gineje nyawan we kutodo katemi piya pesa kado kanwango akater gidwalo kamani sana nyakura go I ot go kiwuok go beli ot Kenya inet ko sana go nyumwe wieno adole ti malach swa mungu enger manyalo gengo gine ka we go kama wangno asabero kuongo to dishele Dr. Isaac Tubino pech baranto washone go meto tirra nyath midwalo Kampala koro.
Dr. Isaac Osire, who's now Alistera's close friend and health consultant, has seized the tragedy, devoted part of his time to help on Alistera's well-being, especially that she needs constant medical attention.
It was very, very strange. I've worked with so many children with different complications, but this girl was... I couldn't help but notice that she was shaking. She had fear in her and she was smelling, but she had this desire in her, asking for somebody to accept her the way she was and for who she was. So I tried to stretch my hand to hold her, but the smell was so strong. You could feel her a distance away from, even before you reached her, you could smell her, but I couldn't also resist trying to hold her hand. So we sat under this big jackfruit tree and tried to talk to her, but she kept swinging a cloth to keep off the flies.
Alistera's mother, whose hopes of her daughter's recovery after the ban went slim, shares her remarkable side of the story.
Alistera pako wange ikendo pa dada pere kama idi bulie doma tada mere woki ido donji ot onwang Alistera podhi mach nyogwecho papin tada mere gondur tangwecho takido wakwanyo go to awadho go wago to meni to baba pere bende bino to ngwecho to kadhi senda to amo pik tiketi alistera titundo solwe irwako go tichako tishu medo go pi tikwayo baba pera pesa to go wiro gi pik to duoko pecho to go kwanyo gal pera maido nitie to go tana gana piero bich tutero koro singana par mito gi pesa mo kwany gi na listera ka wok pecho ka kiribu solwe gi dako mo duogene ba mere gi dako wira to go shula odikin mang'ich ta benda mondo titera koro idwaliro bonga listera pesa mo kwanya gi na wok pecho ka kir koro baba pera kwanya pesa manyoro tana gi gal pera me to shula pesa mo dongi to kony wane nger manyiew grashama mwashami dwaliro woki dwe mara boro ka bungwen malister wang'ie kiri dwe mara 11 tundo kamanyo pesa rumo to baba pera duoko to tana diegi tie gikpiny mimitunu wanyiew kwa mama reya dola chiemo gikpiny maber paka sargo nyuchoki yiko godi ng'wen.
Alistera's parents sold everything to figure out another alternative way to better their life of their precious firstborn and embarked on a plan that in an unexpected twist would later on turn out to be tragic.
He began to use herbs to try and treat his child's ailment. And the worst that broke my heart so much is that Alistera's father was telling me he had a friend who is a driver for the local government within the sub-county. And so each time this friend of his would go and have the car serviced, they would collect or harvest that used engine oil of the car, and that's what they would use to pour or apply it on the girl's fresh open wounds. That was done in that to him oil was a remedy for wounds, but they didn't have knowledge that for each time they were applying that used crude engine oil, they were actually increasing or adding more infection on the girl's wound. When you got her, you could actually see that most flesh had dropped off her head. You could look through you could see her skull, and her eye was burst, and I just kept crying. Each time I looked at this girl, I was crying. When they're talking to me, it was like right in my face. I was just faced with this horror movie. It's like a horrific, unimaginable story. Wow. I was crying and she was crying, and it was too much.
After discovering that using oil to treat her wound was even more dangerous, Alistera's parents stood to face the biggest challenges of their life and whether she was going to live or die.
To ai idwe mara bongwen kashel ganero gapar gario to akadho kamilo ni Pontinoa tabedo koro dwa ushel ginyathime taduoko ginyathime shiengno idwe mara dek ormurumo tunyo jowacho ne nyathime jokidho wadre go school fees nyathime chako soma bere bojo toru koro yen mago muonyo je jono amajo miyo go koro ka goduogo pecho ka pa kenyo pamo miongo mayomro yen miyo go moromo manyo go muonyo yen no udikini kod uthieno so pamanyo ka ingema ananeno gene Alistera konyo winjo maber litho maedo go teke aneno kanyo gik chien kir an ichunya koro asangala iro bero peri ngirma ananeno gine pamanyo an je awinjo maber.
amazingly, Alistair is a great, I'd say Alistair is a great success story. She's one of the cases we have gone through with for close to 3 years, 2002, 2003, 2012, 2013, and 14. We've been with her close to 4 years. One of the challenges we have had with Alistair or working with her has been one, the first thing has been means of transport, being able to comfortably move with her from, let's say, from her home to the hospital, and then, like moving around. Because with other children, you can easily take them in any available means, okay? Like, let's say, public means can be very acceptable, very comfortable. But with Alistair and many like cases like her, we have been forced to get a private means, which has also come with its own cost. Like the first time we were able to pick her up from home to the hospital, the man whose car we used to drive her from her home, her residence, to town, and then to the hospital the next day, he was not able to use his car for 7 days. He abandoned it because it was filled with this stench. And when he complained, all his other colleagues at the stage where we pick the cars from began to shun away from us. So there was this negative attitude towards, these people, if they use your car, they feel some stench. The other second challenge has been that it has been trying to really show her love, trying to help her overcome the fear, and then because it's a process, it's a long process. When she got into the fire, her sight, her appearance, everybody seemed to kind of turn away from her. So it has been a bit of a challenge trying to love them, be there for them, support them, see them through it. The other thing has been having funds on time. Each time we've had to either take back Alistair to the hospital, there's always been an element of not having sufficient funds on time. Funds to fill the car, hire the car, and then it has always been a kind of a challenge. Now, the other thing which I also wanted to let you know about working with people like Alistair, or children, precious children like Alistair, has been, like, if you notice that she, like I told you, she has undergone close to 10 surgeries, but most of them were repeated. Like at first when she underwent the first 2 surgeries to try to cover up the skin, that open skull, she was discharged for some time after 2 months, about 3 months, to come back home and stay home. Then later, when the skin it sticks on well, we take her back for more surgeries. We had shown the father, taken time to show him how to care for a wound, how to dress a wound. We gave him sufficient gauze and everything to care for the wound. The father, having dropped him at home, he would sit back and look at how much we have spent on Alistair, how much time we've been with the daughter and him. And he, in his mind, began to do what we call cost cutting, or trying to save money at the cost of his daughter's life. What do I mean? He would usually remove the gauze off from the girl daily, supposed to do daily dressing of the wound and cleaning it. So he would dress the girl's wound, take off that gauze and the bandage. He would sometimes wash it and put it back. So he puts it back when it's wet, and instead he puts the thing back on a fresh, cleaned wound, so the wound gets more infections. There are scenarios where he would try to, like I said, to try to put back the same gauze. Sometimes you just try to remove off the gauze, clean the wound, put back the same dirty gauze. So we're forced to keep trying to visit this child almost on a daily basis, or after every 1 or 2 days. And we noticed that the girl was getting more infections, more pus formed in the face, in the body. And we were forced to take her back for more reconstructions to get out the pus. So it has been a challenge trying to get the parents to appreciate and know that there's no cost cutting here. We are willing to go with you all the way. So it was over time that we were compelled to set up a facility and have nurses in, and we have to pay these nurses like full time to be there to care for these children every day, to ensure that their wounds are effectively and efficiently cared for. They're dressed, they are covered, they're taking their medication on time. Yeah, this brings me back to another challenge we've had with the people like Alistair, some children. Found that having picked them from their rural areas in their normal household setting, found that these people are used to taking one meal a day. So when we take them to hospital and I've had these major surgeries done or performed on them, when they come back to their homes from the hospital, the parents sometimes stick to knowing that the child should take the medication on time or as prescribed. And we found that some children, as we followed them back in the community, found that some parents would give their children the medication on time but on empty stomachs. So the children would develop other complications with the intestine, with their body organs. So it has been, the challenges have been almost enormous. They've always been there, like been increasing, and some of them have been overcoming them one stage at a time. But the biggest thing we did to avoid the repetition on surgeries and medication and almost poisoning because of taking medicine on empty stomachs, one of the things we did is major on that is we have set up a healing house, what we call the EDYAC healing house. It's basically a home where we have a certain number of children, about 10 kids per circle. When they come in and they are treated, they are given nutrition boost and all kind of things. After they finish, we discharge them.
Dr. Osire takes us through his inspirational but challenging journey at EDYAC while working with other children, such as Alistair.
In this office, on a day-to-day basis, we receive cases between 15 to 30 cases on a normal day, and we do a selection because we are not heavily. We do not have a lot of funds or resources at our disposal. So with whatever we have at our disposal, we are able to reach out to a certain number of children, and so because of that, the children we take up or we take on in our program, we ensure that we help them right from the start with tests or investigations ranging from X-rays, CT scans, and many other investigations. After we help them that, we transport them to the right service centers. We help them with their surgeries. We help them with the nutrition. We help them during their recovery and until when they're back on their feet, then we take them back. So we would be able to do a lot, but we cannot do much, like I said earlier. And usually, as I speak right now, we have a very huge number of children who are on the pending or waiting list to be taken up in our program. Though usually many of the children, when they are on the waiting list, because of the limited or the non-available resources at our hands, at our disposal, we have seen very many children who are not in our program, but those who are waiting to get into our program, many have died because their conditions get worse, they deteriorate faster because we don't have either the particular money for particular investigation, let's say certain scan, a certain test that may need to help the doctors to start the kid on the right treatment. Sometimes we see parents who break down because their children are in very painful, desperate situations.
Even with limited availability of resources and increasing number of children brought in every day, Osire's enormous compassion is just starting and shows no sign of turning back.
Like I said, we have a big number of children that come in, and many of whom come in as emergencies. And surprisingly, I remember the time I was resting. We had just come back from making 2 trips, 4 hours each, trying to rescue children, and I was very exhausted, and we're so tired, and all our bodies wanted was rest. And we received this call of this precious boy who, Raymond, he had dropped off a tree. He was so hungry, and he didn't have food. For 2 days he hadn't eaten food, and he reached out to this mango tree, and he was trying to have some lunch. And it was during him having his lunch, trying to have comfort in the tree, that he fell off a tree, and he had his spinal cord injured and broken. And the boy was broken, was brought to the health center, and they referred him to go to Mulago, the spinal ward. They had never been anywhere beyond Tororo. They'd always been around Tororo town. And somebody gave them our contacts, they called us. So many other cases come in, but this was an emergency. We had so many of these cases, so we had to pick him up, rush him to Mulago, the spinal ward, and had him worked on. He still has some challenges still, because he needs to get a physiotherapist to help him out with his feet. We have very interesting cases also. We have very many painful cases. We have children. As I speak, last year we received over 30 cases of children. To be more precise, about 32 children. In 2 weeks we lost 2 children, and in the course of the 12 months we have lost about 20 children, because we're trying to raise money. These children need a lot of money for heart surgery, and we've been in partnership with the Heart Institute, and we win about $5,000 to help a child with a heart problem. And as I speak right now, we have an example of we have Stephen. He's a very, very little boy. He's not even 3 years. He's still very young, very tender, in a lot of pain. He has lost so much weight. He's so weak, yet has some nice, beautiful face and a very beautiful smile.
After a long battle and against all expectations, Alistera survived and successfully managed to live a relatively normal life. But many like her still prevail and need attention.
January last year, 2014, I gave birth to Cheng Stephen. His birth weight was 3.2 kilograms. So, after 1.5 months, the boy started coughing, and we tried to treat the cough. It couldn't go off. We continued like that, treating on off. I would go in the hospital, they admit him, but he gets fine, fairly. Okay, then they dismiss us, I come back. And also school is there. I could not have enough time for him all the time when he's sick. So I had the pressure to school and also taking care of him. There's no babysitter. So he continued coughing like that. Then after some time, he started growing thinner and thinner when I could take him for immunization. The weight keeps on reducing. Then when he was 6 months, he was admitted again. But then they referred me to Tororo Main Hospital. Then from Tororo Main Hospital, he was admitted. Then I finished there around 4 days. They dismissed us. But that cough continued, whereby they advised me to take him to St. Anthony's in Tororo. He was tested for TB, and those people told us he had the TB. So they gave me some drug, of which when I started treating him, I did not see the expiry date. When my husband read the expiry date, the drug had expired, so I stopped immediately. Shortly after that, he was again bad love, and I took him to Tororo. Then the doctor there told me to take him to Mbale for test again, for cardiographical test. He was tested and found nothing was wrong. I came back, on off that cough. Then that doctor in Tororo, Dr. Shar, continued. Anyway, he gave me courage to continue taking him for that test, for cardiographical test in Mbale. I went there 3 times. Then the 4th one is when they found out that the boy's heart was not okay. Then when I came back to Dr. Shar told me, in Tororo here, we can only refer you to Mulago Heart Institute. Then he referred us to Mulago Heart Institute. I went there. Anyway, earlier on, as I was moving on and off, there was no money, but I kept on borrowing from anybody, from any source. Even where I was working in the government, I borrowed some money. Then I took him to Mulago Heart Institute. From there, they admitted him. We stayed for 2.5 weeks. Then they discharged him with some drugs for the heart. Now, when we reached there, also they carried out the same test, and they confirmed to us that he has a hole in the heart that needs to be filled, and they advised that to look for money.
In our work, we have been able to see very many beautiful children get back. Children who had lost hope. We've had over 30 cases of children with burns. Each of them has been unique in its own way, but it has been amazing to see very many of them recover. Like this precious little girl, Alistera, she's been a great success. She had come from near death. What I mean by that is that at some point when we discovered her, she had 2 graves. One small grave and one big one was set. The other small grave was each part on a body that was dropping off, either because of rotting or decaying. It could be dropped in this small hole and covered with mud, with sand, depending on how much needed to be covered. Then there's a grave that was waiting for her in case she closed her eyes or died. They would bury her into it. It has been amazing to see that many of these children get back to life. And the challenge has also been that sometimes as we wait for children to recover, some of them, we take them to hospitals. Like right now as I speak, we have this wonderful, precious boy who got into an accident and was trying to the train passing by, and in the community, the kid got excited and tried to run towards the train and had his hand and leg broken. And when he was brought to us, we didn't have the resources available with us. But looking at him, at how much blood he was losing and how broken and shattered his bones were, we took him up and put him in this wonderful hospital where we're able to help monitor him as we wait to take him to the hospital to have the right orthopedic surgeons look at him and see how best to improve his condition. So usually we have so many of these cases that some of them come in at night, some of them come in around midnight, the emergency. Some of them come in during the day, in the morning hours, in the hours of the morning, some come in late hours. So the cases keep coming in. Why? Because things that people have noticed, the community has noticed, the public has noticed, that we are always there for the children. We always come through with them. We always give a smile to these children, and many of them are very vulnerable. They are very disadvantaged. Many of the families reaching out to can hardly afford a meal a day. So some of them walk miles, some of them walk for 4 5 hours to reach over to us, just for us to help them. Some come with all hope, but it's a bit painful looking into someone's eye and telling him, just hold on, just hold on, just give us some more time. We encourage parents to pray. We encourage them to pray for us. We encourage them to pray for the children as we wait to see what comes up next.
Various organizations and individual well-wishers have come through to support this cause. Bobby Tamale, an actor and farmer's technician, is one of them and shares his delightful experience.
I'm glad to have worked with EDYAC because the experience is overwhelming. I was once in the camps and visiting those homes. It was so touching. In life, you are there and you don't know what really happens in the real sense. You are gifted with whatever you are having. You have a beautiful body, but when you come to these homes, you meet people, disadvantaged kids. Then you ask yourself, what did I deserve to have what I have? And when I got to these homes, I got so happy because I was so proud that I've been part of this, and I'm calling on all you people, government, please, giving has no formula. You don't have to be a Christian or Muslim or religious to look after people who need help. People out there need your help. Because before I visited these homes, I had a mind that yes, let me get on what I have, then give to those who need. But when you come here, you visit the homes, you see the cases, you come to believe that you surely have to make someone else's life better.
Ameto ukonyani ugetera out manindo utera into the school o mia ye business manyalo konyan gi jo yuwe koro era meto bedo nurse. Kometo bedo nurse rupire go teko oneno nurses dhuri ma jokonyo go be mito konyo jutuo mabendi ka go teko kisoma go nyalo konyo jo.
I know you may be having the same feeling I had before I came down here, but what I've done, what EDYAC has done, what EDYAC has to do, what I've seen, what EDYAC has to do, EDYAC really needs our help because they are doing a very honorable job. People's lives are changing. So many people here are proud of what Dr. Isaac and the team are doing for our fellow Ugandans and maybe Africa.
We do not want to see any child die or grow up disabled or broken. We would like to help some parents not to throw away their children or to abandon them in the streets or in some garbage section or to kill them. I'm just appealing to you. Whatever you can do, whatever you can give, whatever contribution, it can be your time. You can come in, you can be with us, you can stand with us, you can give us a hand to see that the children are helped. I want to ask you, Some of these kids come to us and it's painful. They do not at all have clothing. Some children are only wrapped in some torn clothes or some torn pieces of cloth. And some of these kids just need some nice new baby clothes, just something warm to wrap them in, and they can have extra days, they can have love around them. I want to appeal to you. You can buy clothes, you can send a cloth, you can give in some supplements, you can come and just hold someone's hand, just love them. Whatever you feel like, whatever you can give to saving a child, please, I want to ask you, I want to appeal to you right from my heart, please do it. Consider this time to invest to helping and saving a child.
With outstretched hands and kindly smiles, EDYAC's team of helping the disabled children is still valid and can only stay for as long as you and I make this happen.